We are tracking a weather impact alert tonight across the valley. How hot Phoenix will get to kick off your work week. Overnight protests held in two valley cities, how police departments responded to those crowds. And investigators in northern Arizona asking for help to find this woman. She went missing from an area near Sedona just this weekend. Hello and thank you for being here for 12 News. I'm Troy Hayden. It was the hottest day of the year so far in the valley today. If you went outside, hopefully it wasn't for long. Chris Dunn here now with more details on our weather impact alert. I mean, not just hot today, Chris. Yesterday was hot. Yeah. I'm telling you, it's a scorcher.
Yeah, every bit of that 114 degrees that we felt out there today, it really was hot. 1 degree away from a record high for this date. 104 is the average for June 15th, the start of the monsoon. Tomorrow's forecast, much of the same, although not quite as scorching hot, 111 by 4 o'clock in the afternoon. But notice in the morning, it gets into the 90s by 8 a.m. and nearing 100 degrees by 10 a.m. with the weather impact alert in effect again for tomorrow. We're going for 113 for the big number in the big city. Tomorrow, 113 Maricopa, 110 for Fountain Hills, Apache Junction at 109. So similar conditions tomorrow. That's why we have this extreme heat warning in effect for much of the state, all of southern Arizona and all along the Colorado River. Dangerously hot conditions, highs between 110 and 115. Here are some of the numbers. Tucson at 109, Payson at 96, Flagstaff 89, closing in on 90 degrees today. Lake Havasu City at 115 and 96 in Prescott. So through Monday, we have this weather impact alert because of the extreme heat, 110 plus across the valley and across much of the state. Limit your exposure, stay hydrated, and especially during the peak heat of the day. Our monsoon meter for tomorrow, actually a 1 to a 0 because we're not expecting any monsoon action on the second day of the monsoon for tomorrow. But coming up, I do have a little bit of cooling relief. Okay, we'll call it heat relief in the forecast, at least not quite as scorching hot. That's coming up in just a few minutes. Troy?
Chris, we'll see you then. Yesterday, hundreds of thousands of demonstrators across the country and also here in the valley participating in No King's Day. It was a protest, mostly peaceful. The biggest one was in downtown Phoenix in the middle of our scorching temperatures. But last night, more protesters came out to downtown Phoenix, speaking out against recent ICE raids. So this is video of 4th Street and Roosevelt. Phoenix police tell us they didn't make any arrests out here in relation to this protest or any others over the weekend. They give us a quote saying the department respects the rights of all community members to peacefully express their First Amendment rights and will support those activities as needed. A representative from the department says the group left the area just after midnight, and again, no arrests made. Large protest in Tempe last night did lead to 3 arrests after police say some of these demonstrators blocked traffic. Nearly 1,000 people gathering at Tempe Beach Park, most demonstrating peacefully for the second consecutive day. But a small group moved into roadways and blocked traffic. They also threw some smoke devices. And when officers asked those protesters to return to sidewalks for their own safety, 3 people allegedly assaulted officers and were arrested in Tempe. Also there in Tempe, a 15-year-old boy critically injured in a shooting near Mill Avenue early this morning. Police heard gunfire about 12:20 near a parking lot on North Mill Avenue. Officers found the teenager with multiple gunshot wounds and provided immediate medical care until Tempe Fire got there. The boy was rushed to the hospital in critical condition. The shooting not related to any protest activities, and police are working to find the suspect involved in this incident. Police say a store in Surprise was looted by dozens of people on Saturday night. Surprise PD says it happened at the QT near Bell Road. They think about 50 people were involved here. Police say, quote, misconduct and reckless criminal behavior interfered with access to a hospital in the area and affected people who had medical emergencies and were seeking help there. Police are asking anybody who may have photographs or video footage that would help identify these people to contact them at 623-222-TIPS. Again, Surprise PD. Tonight, a search underway in Coconino County after a camper goes missing on Friday. The Coconino County Sheriff's Office says 32-year-old Janelle Banda, last seen in the area known as the Edge of the World. It's a popular camping area near the end of Woody Mountain Road on Friday at 10:30 p.m. Authorities say she walked away from her camp and has not come back. A search and rescue unit is now looking in that area. Anybody with information should contact the Coconino County Sheriff's Office, and the number you can see there, it's in blue on your screen if you want to take a second and take a picture of it or roll back your TV here on your DVR. Tomorrow, Phoenix residents will get a chance to hear from 3 finalists being considered for the Phoenix Police Chief position during a forum on June 16th. Last week, the city came out with a list of 3 finalists to become the city's next police chief. Malik Aziz spent most of his law enforcement career with Dallas PD before becoming the chief of police for Prince George's County in Maryland. Matthew Giordano is the executive director of the Arizona Peace Officer Standards and Training Board. He was previously with Phoenix PD and the Maricopa County Sheriff's Office. And Mirtha Ramos was most recently the police chief of DeKalb County in Georgia. And before that, she spent several years with Miami-Dade Police. So that forum will be held tomorrow at 5 p.m. and residents can watch on the city's YouTube page. A final decision on the new chief will be made in July. The Peoria Police Department says the Department of Defense is conducting military training exercises in the Phoenix metro area now through Saturday, June 21st. So Valley residents should expect to hear low-flying helicopters, simulated gunfire, controlled explosions during nighttime hours, as well as military personnel carrying out training operations in some designated locations around the valley. Now, this happens every 2 or 3 years. The military training is not open to the public. Officials say this exercise is not related to ICE or immigration enforcement activities. The Department of Defense is asking for the community's patience and support as they complete the training. The doors of Chase Field first opened back in 1998, but you may not know there is a much older part of that ballpark, more than 100 years. Tonight, 12 News journalist William Pitts takes us to a secret part of the ballpark that's been preserved in plain sight.
Old buildings are right up Brian Cassidy's alley, literally his alley. He's an architect who renovated a lot of them around his office on Buchanan Street in downtown Phoenix.
They're labors of love to preserve them.
And Cassidy remembers when Chase Field went up in the mid-90s, right down the street.
I drove around at least once a week or more to watch the progress. I'm also a big baseball fan.
Back then, the area was nothing but old warehouses and buildings. All gone now, all except one. And you have to hunt to find it.
The public can see it from, let's say, the 7th Street Bridge.
This one, a mission-style warehouse building that's 102 years old and stuck to the backside of Chase Field.
They attached the stadium to that little building.
And because we have brand new ball fields that are known for a retracting roof and all kinds of amenities, but then you wind up with things like this that just tell a little bit more to the story.
Marshall Shore, the hip historian, says back then those buildings were designed to make statements.
But it was a very different time when people design things in a different way. And so they were designing very much for a style. I mean, the fact that you've got those windows that pop up so you can capture all that daylight, because electricity would have been fairly new.
Back in the day, this was the Arizona Citrus Growers Warehouse, and it was for decades. These are old newspaper photos from inside, showing a state-of-the-art lemon sorting machine from the 1960s. Eventually, the citrus industry moved out of downtown, and the building became more and more historic. So when it came time to build the baseball stadium,
part of the initiative of the Diamondbacks and their ownership team and the county was to try to preserve this piece of the building.
It hasn't housed fruit in a very long time. Now it's actually used for stadium concessions and catering. So all that new ballpark food comes from here, a century-old building that's literally the cornerstone of Arizona baseball. In downtown Phoenix, William Pitts, 12 News.
Yeah, who knew? You have to go out there and check that out. Coming up tonight in 12 News, new chilling details we're learning as a manhunt still underway in Minnesota after a lawmaker and her husband and another pair were shot. Plus, how President Trump is now weighing in on the escalating conflict between Israel and Iran. A manhunt is ongoing in Minnesota for the man police say is responsible for shooting and killing a state lawmaker and her husband on Saturday. Police say he also shot and seriously wounded a second lawmaker and his spouse. Police may have identified 57-year-old Vance Bolter as a suspect. They say he was dressed like a police officer when they found him outside one of the victims' homes in Brooklyn Park. Authorities say he fired a weapon at police before running away, and that has triggered this ongoing manhunt.
Melissa Hortman is the most incredible person that I wish everyone in the nation knew her. Went into politics with little kids. That's how I got to know her. We have both moms in politics, taught Sunday school, Girl Scout leader, balanced all of it.
The investigation revealed a manifesto in Bolter's car listing nearly 70 targets. The FBI now involved, offering a $50,000 reward for information leading to his arrest. President Trump reportedly rejected a plan by the Israelis to kill Iran's supreme leader. Two senior U.S. officials tell CNN the Israelis had an opportunity to kill Iran's supreme leader, Ayatollah al-Khamenei. The officials said that the U.S. communicated to Israel that President Trump opposed the plan. A spokesperson for Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu told CNN the reports of him rejecting the plan are, quote, fake. This comes after several recent military strikes between Israel and Iran. Ahead on 12 News, as we head into the summer, the dangers you should avoid when you're out driving in your car.
And here we are, 6:16 on a Sunday evening. It is still really warm out there. 112 degrees, but it's a dry heat. Relative humidity at 4%. More high heat in your forecast straight ahead.
It is tough, and Phoenix first responders are trying to warn drivers of the dangers involving your car on a 100-degree day, and we're well above that today. The inside of your car can get to 120 degrees in just 15 minutes. So never leave a pet or a child in your car. Not only do drivers need to worry about the heat, but also when they eventually come, monsoon storms.
Unfortunately, every year, whenever we have a storm season, whether it's flash flooding or the haboobs that bring in a lot of dust and rain, there's always going to be a lot of accidents. There's going to be people that have to get rescued from some of the river crossings. So our biggest push is to try to educate the community and let people know that these are problems that we face every year.
If you're blocking the road.
And then also, batteries don't last here in this town. You can have a dead battery very easily. You can have a blowout if your tires aren't great. So they say always have water, food, and a portable charger in your car. All right, Chris. Yeah, I mean, on a 114-degree day, good to have those reminders. Like, I can't even imagine what the inside of your car is like after 15 minutes at 114.
Yeah, I'll have to try that. Maybe we can try that tomorrow. 113 is our forecast high, so I'll throw that thermometer in there. And it won't take very long to get up to that 150, 160 range. Today's high, 114. Normal is 104. Yes, 104. So we were 10 degrees above what is normally a pretty warm day, and we were just 1 degree away from that record, 115. Right now, it's 112 in Phoenix, 107 Cave Creek, up in elevation a little bit, and it makes a big difference. 110 in Maricopa, 109 Queen Creek and Santan Valley. And around the rest of the state, Bullhead City, 113. Flagstaff, near 90 degrees today. You're currently 86. Show Low at 90, and Safford, a sizzling 109. This extreme heat warning goes until Monday at 8 p.m., all the pink shaded areas. We did have a little bit of a cloud flare up here, far eastern and southeastern Arizona, Cochise County near Benson, Sierra Vista. A lot of clouds, not a whole lot of rain out of this. And right along the border, just mainly to the east of Eager, the border with New Mexico. That was pretty much the only game in town out there today, and I'm not expecting much, if anything, for tomorrow. Even drier air pushes everything out. So very early in the 2025 season, tomorrow is just day 2. We stay dry and hot through the rest of the week. And by the way, through the entire monsoon, from now until the end of September, we average about 1/3 of our whole annual rainfall in Phoenix, 2.43 for the monsoon, more than 7.5 inches of rain for Flagstaff and Kingman, 2.69. So what can we expect for the extreme heat? The hottest weather of the year so far. Dangerous highs will continue tomorrow, 110 to 115, near record highs. Today, we again missed that record by 1. We'll miss it by 2 degrees, and then we have more of that high heat settling in on Thursday. We'll still be 4 degrees away from a record high. Here's how things will play out. We have a little bit of cooling because of that weather system on Tuesday. That scoots out, and then the high pressure moves back in with that high heat building back in for Thursday as we approach 114 once again. Here's your Valley 7-day forecast weather impact alert for tomorrow, 114 on Thursday, and then look at the cooling trend over the weekend. 104, never felt so cool by next Sunday.
Chris, thank you. Coming up next in sports, it's one of the best moments of the year. So what's it like when you've got a putt with everything on the line and it's over 70 feet? Cam's going to tell us.
News at 5:30. I'm Cameron Cox. Happy Father's Day to all you fathers out there. Don't look now, but the D-backs are back in business. Winners of 3 of their last 4 series. They are back over 500, coming in today with a 5-game win streak. Father's Day at the ballpark is always a special time. They set a new 50-50 raffle record, by the way. Merrill Kelly cruising until he wasn't. That bad pitch right there to just come on, man. He didn't make too many. When it fell off, it fell off. Kelly lasted just 5 innings, gave up 7 hits, 4 runs. D-backs in an early hole, but of course, like they've done kind of all year, cue to answer backs. Gino Suarez, his 21st of the year, 400 and a million mile feet. Look at that. He's homered in 5 of his last 8 games since 2023. He leads all of baseball with most RBIs after 7 innings, but no late magic today. D-backs going to lose to the Padres 8-2. All good, folks. They still win the series.
I'm really proud of this team. This team continues to go out there and fight and get in the middle of the ring and duke it out. And just tells me a really good story that things are moving in a very, very good direction.
We can't sit here and feel sorry for us as a team. Obviously, you feel for those guys that are on the IL and that are going to be gone for a while. But at the end of the day, we got to keep doing our job. We got to keep putting one foot in front of the other. And I think it's kind of just the next man up mentality.
Okay, they're fine. Hey, shout out to all the U of A fans that traveled to the College World Series. The Wildcats playing in an elimination game against Louisville. U of A, they just collapsed, fell apart in the 8th inning with a lead. Louisville scores 6 runs to come back and beat the Wildcats 8-3. So U of A out of the College World Series. Still a great season for the Wildcats, getting back to Omaha for the first time in 4 years. Oh, and welcome back, Kahleah Copper. Mercury basketball here. First game of the season for her, 11 points. The big 3 finally back together. Alyssa Thomas setting the tone, 14 points, 13 assists. Big 3 combined for 47. Shout out to Sammy Whitcomb, 18 points off the bench. Mercury beat the Aces 76-70. Next up at the Sun on Wednesday.
Just want to cozy it up. Don't need to make it. 2 putts.
I love Mom there. We won! One of the greatest putts you'll ever see. J.J. Spaun, 65 feet to win the U.S. Open. Got to read at 2 putts to win it. Only needed 1. He survives a rainy final round. Bogey 5 of his first 6 holes. 4 birdies on the back 9, including on 17 and 18 to finish. He never finished better than 23rd at a major championship, and now he captures his first major title. By the way, that is the longest putt of the day, of the entire round out there at the U.S. Open. Troy, we were watching at the newsroom. You and I both couldn't believe.
I thought he was done. When he bogeyed 5 out of his first 6 holes,
you were like,
and he
no,
was
no
like
chance.
4 shots back at least. It's over. But it wasn't.
It wasn't.
Yeah.
And that's such a crazy course, too. What a
Don't
day.
get down if you bogey 5 in a row like him every weekend. Still ahead. This Father's Day, a dad has his daughter to thank for saving his life. How his 8-year-old's quick thinking prevented a tragedy.
I'm going to be better at golf one day. I hope.
I'd do a lot more. Happy Father's Day to all you dads out there. It's an extra special Father's Day for a Colorado man thanks to his 8-year-old daughter. That's Adriana we just showed you. She saved her dad's life when she used Siri to call 911. She made the call after her dad, who's dealing with some serious health issues, became unresponsive after a seizure. Dispatchers say Adriana was calm on the phone, gave them her address, other critical information. First responders were able to take her dad to the hospital where he was treated and released later on that day. Again, happy Father's Day, everybody out there. Thanks to you for watching 12 News. We know you have a lot of choices. We're grateful you have chosen us today. We invite you to keep coming back to 12 News. We also have 12news.com and 12 Plus online for all the latest breaking news, weather, and sports. We'll see you back here tonight for 12 News at 10.